Yo, you rocking with your boy DJ DeCaso.
Yes,
I'm in the studio with my big bro DJ DeadEye. I appreciate you having me.
All day, brother. All
Yo,
day.
for
Thanks,
real,
thanks
for real.
hollering, man.
Yo,
really,
thank you for the opportunity, for real.
Oh yeah.
Biggest thing about my podcast is that I just want to ask the OGs in the game, people that are behind the big artists. So you have the privilege of touring with Term and Slain, right?
Yep.
Right. So two, I'm not missing anybody. Right?
I do one-offs and stuff and things like that with Rex too. I tour with him here and there. He got his own way of doing things, but my main guys are Terminology and Slain, yeah, for sure.
Which is crazy.
Yep.
Two crazy names in the game.
Two totally different like spectrums.
It's
weird because they're not, but they are. You know what I'm saying? Like
the
fans are exactly the same at the show. They just look different. You know what I'm saying? They're still hardcore hip hop fans that want that boom bap shit, but they just look different. That's all.
Okay, how'd you get into this in general, like DJ?
It's weird. Man, I was into music when I was younger. You know, my parents had me around a lot of stuff. Michael Jackson, Marvin Gaye, things like that. A lot of Spanish music, and then like when I was in high school, I got cool with this like clique of dudes that were like, you know, that were like into hip hop and basketball and all this stuff, and they were like, they didn't have like a DJ type dude like with them, and I was just like mentally like that was just what my thing was. So I started making like pause tapes with like my CD player and my tape player that I had in the house, and I had one record player. It was like you press play and it did all the automatic thing. By itself.
Facts. You know
what I mean? So that's why I would make little pause tapes in high school, and then I got turntables in my junior year. I bought them from this dude that I was cool with called Harry, that lived right down the block. I bought his Gemini joints, and it came with the sampler, the Gemini sampler mixer, where you could sample like 20 seconds or something like that. So it was that's how I did my little intros, you know. And now I could mix songs and not have to press pause, because I could hit the sampler and then play the other record, you know what I'm saying? So it was a little progression from there, and then after that you get the bug, you know.
So it was just one of those, you just fell in love with it. Nobody taught you.
Like nobody taught
nothing.
Me. I watched a lot of Rock Raider, DMC stuff, and Executioners and Hubert. And when I watched Wild Style when I was mad little, like watching Flash DJ in the kitchen. That shit was insane to me, you know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of got me into DJing, you know what I'm saying?
So being Puerto Rican though, right? So being Puerto Rican and then being immersed into hip hop, because you grew up out here in Boston, right? In Mass, right? And when you think about hip hop, you think about the X, the Bronx, or whatever the case is, right?
Facts.
How you feel like? Because Boston is so different, or Mass is so different, yet the same at the same time. Do you feel like hip hop hit at the same time, like
not necessarily,
like hip hop culture or whatever?
Not necessarily. I think just because we're so close to New York, we got it way earlier than a lot of places. Because there wasn't no internet, there wasn't no nothing.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So I had to spread by word of mouth, and parties and DJs had to travel outside of the X and outside of the boroughs. So like it took a little while, I'm sure, you know what I'm saying, but once it was here, it was like here. Boston's so and New England itself is so eclectic. There's so many different types of, you know, backgrounds and nationalities, and most of them are into urban stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like whenever something hits, it like hits and then spreads more little subgenres and stuff like that throughout the area, you know what I mean? So I think it definitely took a little bit. But once it was here, it was like here.
It was just gone.
Boston had its own way of it, and then, you know, up here is different than Rhode Island, Connecticut. You know what I'm saying?
Which is
even
crazy.
Maine and Vermont is totally different. You know what I mean? They all love it, but it's just different things hit different places. You know what I'm saying?
So how were you getting your hands on like your music then?
Back then?
Yeah, back then.
I used to go to. Like early, I used to go to Strawberries.
What is that?
That used to be a record store in South Lawrence.
Where
there's a T-Mobile there now. But years ago, it was a record store, and you could buy. They had like, you know, the mainstream singles. You know what I'm saying? When I first started DJing, I had like Cameron 357, and a couple other things, some MOP joints, and But it wasn't enough, you know what I'm saying? Because if you want to be competitive or doing parties, you gotta have
some
the
deep
arsenal, cuts. You know what I'm saying? So after that, after like high school and getting into like freshman, sophomore year of college, I was going to college in AI.
Okay.
And before that it was Mass Comm.
Okay. Where?
In Boston, and right in that area where Mass Comm was, there was a bunch of stores right there back in the day.
Okay.
It was Tower Records, Looney Tunes, Biscuit Head. They were all like literally right
just
across the street from each other.
Okay,
right down the block from the school.
Okay.
So I used to hit Tower, Biscuit Head, Looney Tunes right there, boom. And then I used to get up with my man Jera, and we used to drive. We used to drive into Dorchester to the reggae stores.
Okay, where?
Vibes, Junior Rodigan spot.
Yep.
What's the joint? It's like Honey Bee or some shit. Something like that. It was deep in Dorchester, right near the zoo.
Okay.
And Funky Fresh and all them other spots. We used to hit all them joints, and we used to hit the hip hop spots first, and then go to the reggae spots, because you're just spending mad dough.
Of course.
And at that time, you don't got mad dough.
Of
you
course.
Know what I'm saying? You're 17, 18, 19 or whatever.
You're doing your little side
hustle, you're like, I'll buy the rhythm, but I'm not gonna get the 345s that weren't on the rhythm because those songs ain't that popping. I'll get the popping joints. Like, it was just a different way of going about it, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like hunting for real.
So you feel like the internet kind of took away from that altogether?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like it didn't take away from it altogether. I feel like when like Serato came out and like Torque.
Okay, yeah.
Then it kind of took away from it, because you didn't need to actually have the physical joint anymore. You could just download. You don't
feel like that's a blessing though? I had to carry a couple of my homies' crates, bro.
Yeah, no, it's a blessing. It's a blessing in the first though too, because you could be the headline DJ at this spot, right? And you're gonna come in and body shit, but like the opener dude got the same joints. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Because there's no exclusive. There's no like go out and hunt for the shit. You know? The shit that just came out yesterday or something. You know, he got it too.
You can get it.
He just got it downloaded from the same spot or the record pool. You know, so that's what's whack about it. But it is a blessing, because you don't got to bring the crates. You don't got to bring 5 dudes with you just to carry crates. You know what I'm saying? And pay
Split
them.
your money.
You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a blessing, but a curse in a sense where you can't. Like, it's tough to stand out. Besides like skill wise, and even then that is like, you know, kind of like a level playing field too, because you know the buttons make motherfuckers look like they're rock radar, like, you know what I'm saying? And
how you feel about that? So everybody,
I like it, and I don't too. You know what I'm saying?
Like Crazy's brought it up, Quickest brought it up. Like, there's a bunch of old heads, and not even old heads, even young heads, that brought up the fact that, like, because of button pushers, right?
Yeah.
Versus the actual turntablists, people, right? Yeah. But then it's like,
but even the turntablists are using the button pushing shortcuts.
But that's what I'm trying to say. So it's
like what is really the standard anymore? You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many different types. There's so many different ways of going about it. Like,
but then even when you talk about hip hop, and this is something I'm learning too, I try to never say like. I try to never be like my parents, to the point where it's like I hear something, I'm like, nah, that's garbage. That's not hip hop. When I grew up, hip hop is
you
this.
don't want to sound like the old guy.
Like,
sometimes, like the case.
But I feel like even if you look at it, like hip hop back in the day, compared. So when you're talking about like the OGs versus the biggies, like how everything changed from that 70s, 80s hip hop. To the 80s to 90s hip hop to 2000s where cats is now wearing shiny suits and dancing in videos.
Word.
Like, you feel me? So I feel like hip hop keeps evolving.
Most definitely.
I mean, the hip hop now is different, but
what's kind of fucking it up a little bit is that there's no categorization. Right? So so like everything's hip hop.
Facts. Okay.
You feel me? There's no like when you listening to, say you're listening to metal, there's like death metal, dark metal, black metal, whatever, you know, industrial. There's all types of subgenres in the genre.
Right.
In hip hop, there's none that's like official.
That's
so
official.
So like there's no difference technically. There's no difference between Gangsta R and like Drake in hip hop, even though sonically yes, and obviously
very much
we know.
So. Yeah.
But there's no like this is this type of hip hop and this is this type of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like what's kind of like blurring the lines.
Okay,
you know
okay.
What I'm saying?
I feel you on that.
So it's not a bad thing, but it is bad if you're trying to, somebody who doesn't know nothing about hip hop, be like, yo, this is hip hop, and it's like, whatever, Lil Kiki.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, no, this is hip hop, and it's like Pitbull.
Facts.
Or this is hip hop, and it's Riff Raff.
Yeah.
Or this is hip hop, and it's E40. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it all is.
Technically,
you know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day. Okay.
So that kind of is something that's fucking shit up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because there isn't that. Everybody thinks they know what real hip hop is, or quote unquote what's not real hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough.
So get into touring, right? I haven't been doing it as long as you have, and I already know there's so much stress that goes behind it, but so much happiness that goes into it.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of people that see the nice parts, the parts that we post, or they
all
see
day.
us on stage
All day,
but they don't know a lot of like the struggles behind scenes. Sleeping on tour bus when you over 6 foot.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? You struggling, or you on the little,
in the coffin.
Yeah, or you in the rider, the little rider getting to the shows, and you scrunched up with all your bags in the back.
Yeah.
Like, so I wanted you to kind of like talk to that. So, what has been like one of the toughest experiences while being on the road?
It's crazy too, because with that, like, there's levels too. So like when you're first breaking in, you will tolerate more because you're just getting your foot in the door, and you just, you know, we did a tour once where we stuffed 6 heads in my minivan. and really the only performers is like me and one other person. So we got like 5 or 6 other people
just
with us that are sleeping in the hotel rooms and on the floor and whatever. Like, you know, sometimes you on the floor, like, it's crazy. So when you first getting in, you know, you kind of just trying to get to wherever you can get. So you take the good with the bad. But then after you know, maybe you got like 5 to 10 years doing it, you know, you don't want to sleep in the crackhead motel. So you're like, nah, I need 4 stars and up.
Facts.
Anytime you book me,
my boy said 4 stars and up.
4 and up, you know what I mean? So it's just like that, you know? It's like with anything, like say when you first start on a job, like, you know, you trying to move your way up, you're willing to take shit, but once you get to the level or you're getting this much money, you're like, hell no, I'm not doing that. Tell homie over here or something like that.
Get someone else to do it.
So it's like with any job. It's like a building, you know?
So how you say with the money situation, right? I feel, and of course we already know, like, you do certain gigs in the beginning for love.
Most definitely.
Right?
Or for a cut or blah, you know, everybody got their own different way of doing it.
So at what point do you feel, or what level do you start pricing up? Right? How do you feel like? Because is it experience? Is it years?
I think
is it connections?
I think it's years.
Okay.
I think it's years more than anything, because that's how you gauge almost anything in any job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could be the new guy who knows the new machine, the new computer program off the college dorm, off the college campus that knows all the shit, but like, and you could do that, but you can't do all this other shit because we took the years and time to build ourselves up to get to this level where we can do this that you're doing, but you can't do none of this other shit.
Facts. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So for me, it's like years, because there's a lot of dudes, even like now with like the hip hop game, how it's so like you could be rapping for 3 years and blow.
Big,
you know what I'm saying?
That's so crazy.
So like those guys, or people that, you know, are in that type of situation, they feel like they on the level of a whatever who've been doing it for this long, because on the internet these are the stats. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But really, you wasn't there when we didn't have stats. You know, you wasn't there
when you actually had to get
you
love in the city.
You wasn't there when we didn't have to double tap.
You wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Yeah, like word is born. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got so many just random stories of coming up that has nothing to do with actually performing. It was just being in the area of things happening and feeling a part of it. You know what I'm saying? To where you see these people that you've seen 15 years ago now, and they you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter that this guy has the #1 song. That when they see you, they know you from 10 years ago. They don't know this guy.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Experience is everything in hip hop. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you could be the flash in the pan and get respect, but you're not gonna get that long respect. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get the respect for being here, but you wasn't there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So you feel in the game it's more about the respect versus the accolades at the time.
Yeah, I feel like now accolades will put you in the room with these people, and buzz will put you in the room with these people. But after that night, like they're not on, unless you keep bubbling up. Like you're not on their radar like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But if you've been there, even if you're not super popping, if you've been there for years, just in these people's faces, you're more liable to get an opportunity. Yeah, just some. I feel like consistency and work and years that you put in get you to where you need to be and where you are.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You can't diminish that.
Facts.
Not with numbers anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So with that, you said consistency. It's talking about consistency. How did you even get together with like Term and Slain?
Yeah, like, with those situations were crazy because they were both different.
And they're from Law too, right?
Nah, Slane's from Dorchester and Southie and Roslindale, in terms from Lawrence and the Haverhill area. Okay, word. So, like they were both after like high school. Like I had already been through high school and things like that, and I was starting to do tapes, like mixtapes, and hitting the streets with them and things like that. And Easy Money did a freestyle for me in like 2002. Okay. He did a freestyle on a tape for me, and then he went. I guess from what he says, he went back and told Term like, "Yo, there's a kid in Lawrence. He does like, like old school mixtape type shit." This is 2002, so we don't know nothing about what old school is yet. You know what I'm saying? Because it's 2002. You know what I mean? So he's like, "Yo, there's a kid in Lawrence. He's he's dope. He got mad records. He does mixtapes, with vinyl and shit like that." So Term ended up coming through and doing a couple freestyles that I ended up using on my mixtapes at the time. This was like 03. Okay. And then he ended up taking 2 of them and using them on Hood Politics 1. Ah. So then that kind of forged that little bond, you know what I'm saying? And then after that we were doing, I was working with Crumb at the time. Okay. I was doing a bunch of shows with Crumb like in the surrounding area. And then Term was working with Crumb too when he was doing Wolves. Okay. So we got cool then. We met like years prior to, but in terms of us working on music, like it was like 02, 03, 04, you know what I'm saying? Right. And then once he put the joints on Hood Politics 1, and then we're working on Hood Politics 2, and we were gonna do an album together, but it just didn't work out at the time. We ended up doing a bunch of other things. But from then we forged that relationship, you know what I mean? And then I started doing shows with him. More shows, and then we kind of left the Crumb situation and then just kind of forged our own thing. Okay. So it's more one of those like, yo, he had already had the shit with Easy and formed that Cedar Squad when I got in the mix. Okay. You know what I mean? Word. And then with the Slain thing, we linked in 2011, I think. Yeah, 2011. Okay. Me and Term had already toured Europe and Japan and the U.S. and not Canada yet. But we had done mad shit. Okay, yeah. We did like for like 3 or 4 years. We were literally in Europe. Like every other month we were out there. Word. So we had toured for like 3 or 4 years outside of the U.S. And at the time, Slain was about to do a 2-month tour opening for this band called Head PE. Okay. Head PE, they had a hit song like in 2001. Okay. They were on Interscope. Years later, this is 2011, they're touring, they're indie, but they have all their like fans, like still crazy fans. Fans. So we're opening for that, but they're like metal / punk / reggae / hip hop, like they're like all over the place. But it's like hardcore shit, and their fans are like fanatics, like Wu-Tang fanatics. Like, okay. Where like they don't give a fuck like who's opening, they want to see their, you know what I mean? So they're the people who are like vocal when the opener's
like,
on.
Get off.
Yeah, word. Yeah. So we coming on, we doing hip hop at like these rock shows. So off rip, they're like, no, you know what I'm saying? So at the time, he had to bring one person on the bus because we were on the bus with them. Word. So he only had him and one other bunk. So at the time, he had Slipwax was his DJ.
Okay, yeah.
And Jay Song was his hype man.
Okay.
But he could only bring one person. And Slipwax wasn't hyping. And Jay Song couldn't DJ. Fact. So he got in contact with Term, and then Term and him, somehow he told him like how I get busy and and he's seen us rock, obviously Slain, and then we ended up doing the joint. I ended up jumping on the joint. And but I didn't know like his music like that. I knew of him and I knew he was great, but I didn't know like his music like that.
So how do you prepare for a set like that?
So it was like I said earlier, it was like they have the same fans.
Yeah.
So it's not that much of a difference.
Word.
But the approach is totally different.
Oh yeah.
With me and Term, like we don't rehearse. Like we just
it's
just like a natural. Like I just look at him, I'm like, and he looks at me, he's like, and it's
just on.
It's just like we have like a rapport.
Okay.
We have like a rapport like that. With me and Term, we don't have to like rehearse. And
that's crazy.
With Slain, he wants to do a lot of spontaneous things, new songs.
Okay.
Old songs that we never did, songs just for the day. So there's rehearsals. It's more of a preparation. You know what I'm saying? With that shit was rough because we didn't have no setup time. To like build. So we just went on the road, and I didn't know none of the songs, and I didn't know how he liked none of his shit. So it took like I want to say it took like probably like the first 3 shows or the first 2 shows of like fuck ups and getting mad and spazzing and shit, and then we got it right, and then we realized like what didn't work and what worked, so let's do more of this, do more call and response.
Do you feel like as the DJ or the tour DJ, whichever one you want to call it, you are in the place to tell the artist how to change up their creative outlook?
Yeah. So, me, yes.
You because you had the time in?
Me, yes.
Or just because that's your personality?
The time in and the shows in.
Yeah.
To be like, no, you're gonna be like this if we do that song, or that's not gonna work here. What if we do that there? You know.
Okay. Yeah.
Or we'll try this, but if it don't go, then we'll scrap it. Or you're gonna be this winded by this song. I know you're gonna want to scrap this song, but I'll leave it there just because you said. But when we get there,
what's gonna happen.
You're not gonna want to do that, so whatever. So it's like a give and take. Like I'll tell them what I think, and then they tell me what they want.
Yeah.
And then I do what they want, but 8 times out of 10, what I said is what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so that's where the experience.
But it was a little tough at the beginning with the Slain thing because I had to learn his everything. I had to learn his mannerisms, how he likes to perform. He was getting smashed at that point.
Okay.
Now he's been sober now. I think 7 years now or 8 years now.
I heard you're sober too.
Yeah, I got 31 weeks, no liquor.
Which is crazy.
No liquor.
Like, bro, alright. And this is something that I've been dealing with personally.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when I'm sober in the club or when I'm sober on stage, I'm paying attention to everybody a lot crazier.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at that one fan that's not hype enough. So I'm like, what the fuck am I not doing?
Yeah, word.
Or
you're
like
definitely more analytical.
Yeah.
And then when you're inebriated, it's more feel, and you feel the vibe, and things like that. So
So how does that transition?
Because I'm not drinking, but I'm smoking weed. I'm fucking.
You still burning?
I'm high off fucking Red Bulls and whatever soda, whatever the hell I'm drinking, or waters, or I gotta pee or whatever.
So was that like your body told you, or was like
it was just a mind thing, man? Yeah, your body tells you. Your body tells you all the time, but it's more of like I'm too old for that shit. Too old for the dumb shit. And not old in like of how I feel, but in how I think.
Your mental. Yeah.
And I got the little girl, so everything I do affects her. Even though even if it don't directly affect her, if it affects me, it affects her.
Yeah.
So like I'm just like tired of being in my own way.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I'm just tired of being in my own way, dog.
So where did the Good Dad collaboration come from?
I mean, it's just Term, but it's Term's joint. But basically, like we're all like spokespersons for it because it was all built from us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Term had to fight to see his babies when he was young. When he had his first one, he had to go to court and do all that stuff.
Okay.
And then when he had his younger child, he's in the life more now. Because it's, you know, that took a toll on him, you know. And then like me, like I got custody of my daughter, and then we just were around, and Short Fuse has custody of his son.
Okay.
So it's more like there was like 4 or 5 of us around Term that was the ones holding it down, not the girl.
Yeah.
So like that came out from us, you know what I'm saying? And also Term was just like, yo, I'm tired of the depiction. I'm tired of the narrative being that like dudes ain't shit.
Yeah, facts.
Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's the most bullshit. Because 9 times out of 10, maybe 7 times out of 10, it's like not 100% the dad's fault that he's not there. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole other thing behind it.
Yeah.
So,
do you feel like being on the road had anything to do with relationships?
No, not necessarily. Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Okay.
I mean, it does take a toll. You know, you have to be in the presence of your family or your woman in order for it to grow in a certain way. If that person's not in that right mentality to be able to make it grow no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If there are people who like to be around people, then
you know, ain't gonna work with
it is what it is. You're gonna have fights of dumb shit, and you're gonna be, you know, barely ate in a car for 12 hours, get to the show, rock, come off this fucking stage drenched, haven't showered, go to finally get to the hotel, and you got a voice message of a person like heated at you.
Yeah.
Because you didn't text them back or some shit. Like, nigga, you have no clue what I just went through, and you would have been bitching the whole time if it was you. So
I feel you. What's your guilty pleasure when you're on the road, food wise? What's that one thing that you like? Yo, I need to have on stage. Like, I know I like to have like a bag of Swedish fish sometimes.
Wow.
Like little random, just because I'm like, yo, I need something to be doing sometimes.
Wow. Yeah, that's rough. That's a good question, man. On stage, huh?
Yeah. I mean, of course you got your water. You might have your little drink or whatever. But
I used to have beers. This time I'll put the Henny bottle right on the joint. You know what I mean? And we'll pour the shit out to the fans and shit like that. I'm trying to think of something like random though. Obviously I love having towels there. That's actually my guilty pleasure.
Word?
Towels on the DJ booth.
For what? Because you throwing them in the crowd?
My hands get sweaty.
Word?
It's not a nerves thing. It's just
not at all.
No, it's not a nerves thing. Like right now.
It's just
what it is. Like the temperature in the room.
It don't matter if it's cold, warm.
If it's colder, then my hands aren't like that. They're cold, but they're not sweaty.
But you don't feel like as you performing.
That's why I need the joints, so I could be like, all right, the mic won't slip out of my hands. The cut will be on point.
What the hell? That's crazy.
That's actually
that's been a forever thing
ingredient
with you.
Yeah, forever. I get it from my mom's. My mom's shit is like drip.
Word
is Bon Jovi.
That's crazy.
Yep. Even like I went to Redman's crib, nigga.
Yeah.
First time ever going to Redman's crib.
Redman's crib.
My man called me because I'm working with his artist.
Okay.
His artist's name is Runt Dog.
Okay.
He's under Redman, but I'm the one putting out all his music.
Okay.
So he's going there to rock. I'm in New York. He calls me over there. He's like, yo, come through, da-da-da-da. I get over there, boom, I get in the door. Me and Doc known each other for 10 years.
Yeah.
Hands are like this. He's like, nigga, why your hands always fucking playing me, nigga? Yo, dying, right? Fame says the same shit from OP. He's like, what's up with your hands, nigga? I'm like, yeah, it's just natural, man. It's just what it is.
So bringing that, right? You've been around
the towels. Towels on stage is clutch for me, dog.
In general.
Clutch.
Okay.
More than waters.
But I feel like, when my hands get a little wet, it's better for me. Like, I feel like I grip the vinyl better.
Nah, I know what you mean.
When my hands is dry, I'll be like, I gotta lick my hands. Right, I hate licking my hands on the road.
You're right. I don't struggle with that.
Yeah.
Part of it.
Yeah.
Depends. Like, sometimes I'll be here and they'll be dry as fuck. and you know what I mean. I gotta get the moisture. But overall, like sometimes it'll just literally like, because you know with Serato the needle. So if that shit's wet, it'll fucking make the song sound all crazy or whatever that shit is. So I try to have it, you know what I mean? Because it's gonna come back.
You
know what I'm saying? So towels, bro.
Towels.
I'm trying to think food-wise, what would it be? Definitely like some type of snack or some shit.
You a heavy snacker? Or you more of like a meal person?
I love meals, but I'll have, not a big snacker, but I'll have maybe 2 or 3 throughout the day.
Okay.
Maybe. Sometimes 1 or 2. Maybe sometimes 1. You know?
Tell the truth, on the road, I felt like I was eating junk food more than anything. Just because I was getting it when I could.
It's there. Yeah. And yeah, you off stage at whatever time.
Yeah.
Everything's fucking closed if you're in the Midwest or some shit. So you gotta get gas station
food.
Or truck stop or whatever. You know what I mean?
I was talking to my man on some crazy shit. I was telling him like, I feel so comfortable in public bathrooms now because of touring. I'm like, I've been to some of the nicest, cleanest truck stops.
Hell yeah.
Like they got showers, laundry area.
Because that's all they got. That's all they got in some of them spots. Some of them spots is only the truck stop and Walmart. We slept in Walmart parking lot so many times on the bus. Like, we gotta make this long trip, so let's just go halfway, we'll stop. You know what I'm saying? We'll have at least something to be able to do, like a shower or You know, a lot of times when I did the tour with Sling, and that's another thing that was different. Like touring with Term, we did 2 months with Red and Meth. We're getting hotels and shit like that every night, and just getting to the next spot. With the Slane tour, we was on the bus, so we showering at venues. We showering at bus stops or truck stops. And then, you know, if we got a couple off days, Slane will get his hotel where we'll fucking shower. Whatever But you know what I mean? Because he's like a mad clean dude. You know what I'm saying? So like you don't like that like some dudes that was in that band, like they wouldn't shower for like 3-5 days.
And they was just going.
So it's like, nah, like, we just ain't like that. Like you can't be, and like it'd be like the fucking guitarist or like the drummer or some shit. Like
really working.
Niggas that sweating on stage. Like, and I'm like,
they just wear all black.
Shower,
that's what they be doing.
So yeah, that shit a necessity, bro.
So talking about that, right, being clean. What you packing? So when you getting ready for tours, so I was telling you, and it's crazy, you were one of the first people I asked when I got my first tour. Like, how the hell do I pack for this, bro? Like, you on the road for X amount of time.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know how much underwear to bring. I don't know how many t-shirts.
Yeah.
What doesn't matter? Like, should I be
What I did was I would bring more than the number of days in the week.
Okay.
That way, if for some reason we did shows, travel, and we didn't get nowhere to wash anything, I at least had a week's full of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So then, if I was down to my last 1 or 2, I could at least do laundry. You know what I'm saying?
Do what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do. Yeah, the necessities, obviously socks and drawers.
Yep.
I would bring 2 to 4 pairs of pants, 1 jeans, 2 sweats, some type of sleep gear, you know what I'm saying, some leisure shit, and then a couple t-shirts, and then your sweaters and your coats and things like that. But I would rock the merch more than anything, because then you could either give it away or you know what I'm saying? You know, you could do a lot of things with that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Without having to pack it. If it's mad dirty, you're like, man, fuck this shirt. I could get another one tomorrow.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Or you could give it to Society, give it to whoever. They don't know you wore it for fucking 6 days straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are my options. I would wear a lot of the merch and shit like that.
Okay.
One time I brought mad shit on tour, like gear-wise. And it wasn't no different than the other one. Okay. It just was more shit.
Facts. You know? Okay.
And it was a tougher tour because it wasn't like one bus. You know, it was like multiple countries and shit like that. We toured with Alchemist Evidence, Mad Child, Revolution, and Rex. Me and Term. We did that tour in 2014 in Europe. Okay. In Europe for like, I want to say it was like 3 weeks.
Okay.
Or 2 weeks. But anyway, so that one was a lot of moving around, a lot of different planes, different buses, trains, and shit like that. But with the domestic tours, with the bus tour, it was just like one bus. So, you know, you can put all your shit in one spot and it's not going nowhere. You can add more shit to it if you want. It ain't gonna overflow the bus, you know. But yeah, it depends the type of tour.
You've had the opportunity to be around some heavy hitters. So Bushwich Bill, you said Red Meth, Prodigy, rest in peace. You've been around you've been around some OGs in the game.
Primo. You know what I mean?
Like what's of course, being around all those like that knowledge base, you gotta pull something from it. Is there one message or one something that you pull from either one of them or all of them that you're like, yo?
I feel like a lot of the dudes that have been here for like 20, 30 years, like you get almost kind of this, not the same vibe, but you get similar knowledge from them.
Okay.
Because it's all about like, you know, putting out, working hard, touring, being dope, being like good, like a good person. That shit goes like far, man. You know what I'm saying? There's dudes that are horrible rappers that are like great people that are still around. You know what I'm saying? They're still viable. They're still like knowledgeable people in the shit. It's just all about the work, my dude. The work, doing your work and being consistent.
Okay.
And just having like a respectable formula or like how you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you kind of stay afloat.
So you feel like the attitude more so than the... I mean, of course you always got to put in the work, but your attitude kind of gets you a little further.
Attitude helps a lot. And your stick-to-itiveness and your go-getter approach, you know? All that shit matters. You know?
That's real.
I feel like you get that from some of the new guys too, but they're still in it. They're still being consistent.
Yeah.
So, and they're crazy artists now. So, you know, they want to do a whole whatever type of album. They want to do a whole this type of shit. So, like, it's a different idea. It's different ideals that you get from the young guys than you do from the old guys. The new guys kind of like are like, stay with it and be creative and just, you know, use all the avenues you can and be like that, you know, which is what the old heads are saying too. It's just that they're like, no, stick to your guns like this.
Be yourself.
And it'll grow like this, you know. Yeah, be more yourself. Be more approachable, you know. Not necessarily be on, say, like a superstar, rock star mentality. You know, be more approachable.
You feel like ego be messing up the game now?
I feel like it's rampant in all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? There's ego in videography. There's ego in DJing. There's ego in beat making. There's ego in rapping. There's ego in merch. There's ego in whatever, dude. Shit is crazy now.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like it definitely runs rampant throughout the shit. You know, because like I said earlier with the Serato thing and the whole like now everybody's on the level or whatever. You know, it's like if you got your, you know, your smart link with your YouTube and your Spotify and your iTunes and your blah, 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 you feel like you're on the same level as fucking Rakim or something. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, nah, dude.
Humble yourself real quick.
You didn't put in those 40 years of work. You know what I'm saying? You didn't do that. You can't just like, just come in here. Like, you just can't do that.
You gotta pay your dues.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta pay those dues, bro.
Okay.
Unless you're like the CEO's son or something. Like,
even then,
like, people know, like, you stick out because of that. Like, it's just wild.
Right.
But I feel like that's what it is, man. It's like, put in the work, be approachable, and do what you love. Facts. Don't try to compromise yourself too much because people can see that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People see when you're not comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you put out stuff prior to and you was this way and now you're this now and it's not working.
Yeah.
People know when it's not working.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Because you can't hide nothing now.
You can't.
You can front.
What you think about this cancel culture shit, bro?
That shit.
Like how everybody's.
That you seen the Chappelle shit, right?
Yes,
so, I feel like that. I feel just like that. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Chappelle shit, I feel exactly like that. It's like,
alright.
It's like people be mad about something. It's like the fake anger shit. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like
attention anger.
Yeah, they'll be like fake anger, attention anger at some shit that popped up on their Facebook feed or Twitter feed or whatever, and then like they doing the same shit tomorrow, but they're not conscious of it because that's just what they do.
Facts.
It's like, all right, so like I was in this like public setting one time, and it was like these kids, and they was walking by these the metal straw shits.
Okay, yeah.
So they were like, oh, you know, save the turtles and blah blah blah, right? And in my head, right, I'm like, dog, you got 2 hands full of plastic bags, and you drove to the mall in a car with emissions.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Save the turtles with your metal straw, my nigga. Like, it's just like they don't know. They don't have no idea like what they're talking about.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like the information's everywhere, so everybody thinks they're informed. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, no, you're not. You just read the headline, bro.
Yeah, you just
read this article today, and you feel like you know what you're talking about.
Facts.
Beat it, dog.
Huh. That's real, bro. And I never thought about that. I'm gonna start coming at people with that.
I just be like looking at them like, dude, what are you babbling about? Like,
yeah,
shit is wild.
People do a lot of stuff for attention, though. That's what it is nowadays.
And they want to feel like they're not the status quo. You know, I'm not a.
Everybody woke.
Yeah, everybody wants to be woke. Everybody wants to feel like they're doing the right thing for the environment, for their health, for their blah blah blah, and. It's like, dude, just be real.
Yeah.
If you are real with yourself, then you will actually make those changes. If you bullshitting with yourself, then you think you're fucking throwing away your Dunks cup and the recycling is like doing good. Like
it's like you literally start the gym.
You know that? Word is born. Yeah. Or like with the Dunks thing, like people will be like, oh, you know, I don't do drugs, straight edge, I don't drink, da 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 da. But they'll smoke stoves and pound Dunkin's cups this big. Right. I'm like, bro, you're an addict.
You're an addict still, yeah.
You're an addict.
You're just an acceptable, socially acceptable
You're an addict, and you're worse of a polluter than a lot of people because you're throwing styrofoam cups away and you got cigarette butts that are not recyclable. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, people are like, they're fucked up, man. They're really like, they take the information that makes them feel good and they run with that. And if it's not something that makes them feel good, then
they ain't with it.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dude, you can't. Life isn't convenient. You know what I'm saying? Life is real, so you gotta deal with the real. That's why, like, people that are realists or people that talk a lot of real things are alienated or shunned away, or maybe not as popular as other people because they're speaking things that people don't want to hear. You know what I'm saying?
They working against the grain.
They're listening to stuff they need to hear. They don't want to hear it. You know what I mean?
Facts. Perception versus
They'd
reality.
rather watch fucking Love and Hip Hop than turn on National Geographic all day. You know what I mean?
That's real shit. Yo, you dropping gems right now. It is,
dog. Like,
you dropping gems.
People want that convenience. They don't want that. They don't want the real.
Grittiness. Yeah,
they don't want the real.
They can't handle it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. No, it's crazy. The world is real fucked up, man, with that shit. You know, all these people, like, you know, and another thing that's going on is people shitting on other people who aren't in the know with whatever they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
Say like you're plant-based.
Okay, like the vegans right now.
And you drive a fucking Prius.
Okay.
And, you know, you think you are running your life the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, they'll look down on motherfuckers that are driving whatever this or eating this instead of trying to help them.
Instead of educating
you know what I'm saying? They're like, you're this, you're that. And it's like, you're one of them.
Everyone's trying to be the 1%.
Everyone's trying to categorize people. And it's like, dude, like, we're all the same. We just have we open a different door in our brain.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I have issues with society right now. It's just like there should be more help, way less judgment. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. I was watching something.
Not everybody.
The dude, old boy, was like, people should ask for help, right? Yeah. But he was like, also, I don't want to help you when you're at like level 5.
Yeah.
Right. I want to help you when you're at like 50%.
Yeah. Right?
Because he's like, help at level 5 isn't help. You want me to tell you exactly what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
He's like, when you're at level 50 or you at 50%, you just looking for that like little push, that nudge.
I can give you the knowledge to get you to where you need to be because you put in your work. You put in your work.
Yeah.
And that's real.
Yeah.
That's real. Not everybody's like that. Some heads are at 5% because they're literally like unaware or don't have the resources to get to 50 or whatever. You know, whatever that case may be. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, a lot of people want that, like, they want to be enabled. They want to be coaxed along to get to, you know, easy street to where now they're good.
So how you feel when artists well, I'm assuming, right? Artists send you a bunch of records.
Yeah.
And they ask you for your feedback. And you tell them the truth. Right? Because everybody can't be a superstar.
No, not everybody. But I'm not like if you're trash, I feel like you should know you're trash.
Let's be honest.
Like if you're like really trash, then you shouldn't be like, yo, check my stuff out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're like horrendous.
Do you feel like there's a lane you're supposed to follow?
I feel like there's protocols you should take. Hell yeah. I feel like you should get feedback from your peers before you even give someone
that demo or whatever.
You know, say that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Cause like if your people ain't real with you, then you gotta reevaluate your whole shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Delete all your raps about how your people held you down, cause they're not even holding you down right now.
Yeah.
They're not even telling you your shit's garbage.
They tell you the truth, facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's the number one. Get your people to either fuck with you or tell you that your shit is whack. And then once you start building up and you get people to start fucking with it, or your own close people to start fucking with it, and you feel comfortable, then maybe you can start branching out or sending people things and shit like that. That's one thing that's terrible, is like, just because you know how to upload a song to YouTube or SoundCloud or whatever, stop trying to tag like the RZA or like Funk Flex or, you know what I'm saying, or Premiere. Like, again, go through the protocol, get your peoples, text it to your friends.
Yeah.
You know, people that you value their opinion about something first before you go out and tag fucking Jay-Z or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing, dog?
I feel you. If you have one thing to tell, like, up-and-comers, right? Cats that just want to be on the road, they think they want to be DJs.
They think they want to be road DJs.
They think they want to be road DJs. The cats that, again, they glamorizing.
That's the shit, though. The thing, too, is, like, they don't... Yeah, you're right. They want to do what they see, but they don't want to do what they don't see.
Exactly.
Because they don't know what they don't see yet.
Yep. What's something that you would tell them, like, to just...
Because, you know what's crazy is, like, I feel like for the most part, most DJs don't even know or want to DJ for artists because they think that's not what's popping. They think what's popping is DJing in the club,
which is so ass backwards to me.
You know, but I think like that's what they think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they see.
Because when you tell a person, yo, you're a DJ, the first thing they ask you is like, where you DJ?
Yeah.
And you're like, Japan, Korea, you know,
when you pull out your resume now.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, you know, they don't know how to respond with that. So I think most people think like DJing in the club or like is like the ultimate shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
So they don't even think of this side of the shit.
Other
you know what I'm
of
saying? I would say that's the smartest way to get things, to do as much as you can in the DJ world, is to DJ for an artist. Because you get to see different parts of the world. One. Two, you are literally the reason the crowd is making noise or not making noise. It has nothing to do with you playing the new Drake, you know what I'm saying, or the new whatever. You are having to get them actually revved up for what's about to go down. You know what I mean? So I would tell DJs that's the best route to go in order to get, if you don't want to be stuck in the club, if you don't want to be, I don't even know, like the mall DJ or the DJ at the basketball game, whatever. If you don't want to be that guy, you know, find an artist that speaks to sort of what you are about.
Okay.
and build with them and get started from scratch and go from there. You know what I mean?
Word.
I think it's the best route. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree.
There's obviously mad different routes though. Say look at like Static. Like Static was like he was on the radio, and then he was making beats, but he was making mixtapes. Then he was producing better.
Facts.
You know, then he went back on the radio. Then he was touring. He was who was he DJing for a minute? He was DJing for a bunch of dudes. I think Consequence, early, bunch of dudes. Prodigy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he went about it mad different ways because that's just his way of it. He's eclectic. He likes his hands in all different things.
Right.
So it worked for him in that sense, and he could still go back to any one of those things and still do it really well. You know what I'm saying? It's just that now he's like a conglomerate. You know?
He is a conglomerate.
Now he's making beats and on the radio and rocking parties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All in the same week. You know what I mean? So it's all about what you want.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know what they want yet when they started DJing. Like when I started DJing, I didn't want to DJ. I got turntables to produce. To sample records.
Okay.
But once I got 2 turntables and a mixer, like you're just DJing.
You're just naturally.
Randomly, you're just DJing because now you're just playing records.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're like, oh shit, this sounds dope. Oh, let me do this blend. Oh, let me do this remix. Oh, boom. Now you're DJing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So the producer and the DJ thing go hand in hand, but not everybody has those tools.
Agree.
You know what I mean?
Agree.
So I would take the artist route. But that's me, you know what I mean?
Okay.
That's just the way I built. Like, look at Jarrah. Jarrah never did that route. He's in the club 5 days a week, 6 days a week, all over the country.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And he's loving it, content.
That's just from Brandon, though.
You know?
Say.
Yeah, he literally been in the clubs, DJing in the clubs since the 90s. So, like, it took him...
So
he had to build his resume, and he did, and he killed it. Then he started doing mixtapes, and the mixtapes started going everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember when I first moved to Mass, I heard about Jarrah.
Yeah,
and then I heard about you, and I'm like, okay, word. Little by little, I was trying to learn the scene. So
like back in them days, like the late 90s, early 2000s, like Lawrence was crazy with the DJ shit.
Word?
It was crazy because it was E and J, it was Urkel and Son, and Jarrah and myself and Static.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like we weren't all part of it.
Yeah.
Jarrah, E and J were all in the clique, and then I was like the like Padawan Jedi nigga that came through in that branch, you know, and then Static kind of came from New Hampshire, and then, you know, Chubb and 40 from out here, and Lust and Hot to Death, and you know what I'm saying?
It's a bunch of heavy hitters from
it was crazy.
From
it was crazy at that time, you know what I mean? And there's other dudes too that are more like, they're still out here, you know, they do their little thing, but they didn't, like, you know, become some other big shit. But yeah, it was just like an explosion of DJ shit out here in the late 90s, early 2000s. It was like, I want to say like, you know, 5 to 10.
Damn.
Doing it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So there is space
even
for
even if they weren't like on. Oh, and then you had like G-Spin and Roy and them dudes, and they were still young, and you know what I'm saying, they were, you know, learning things from the younger guys, you know. So like it was just so much.
But you're saying all of that, right? So which is crazy. I feel like nowadays everyone's fighting for the same pot. And you just told me it was like 10, 12 plus people.
Yeah. But there was so many different places. And it was different levels. So like Son and E was older than us. So they were doing the 2-room jams where we'd rent out like a Knights of Columbus or some shit.
Okay, word.
Both floors have the top floor be hip hop and R&B, bottom floor be like house and reggae.
Okay.
And have that shit flooded. Like on some like house party, the movie type shit. You know what I mean? So that was their niche. You know what I'm saying? And then like Jarrah came in, and like that was like he was like Urkel and him were like the reggae dudes. They were like the first ones like spinning reggae at parties and shit.
Okay.
And then like I would come in, it would be like I'd be like on some like Tony Touch, like K Slay, doo-wop type shit.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? And then like under so I was younger than them. Jera and me, I think the same age. So he's younger than them. And then under me is like Stat, and then under Stat is like Lust and Hot to Death and all these younger dudes.
So everybody played their position.
And then Static was on the radio in New Hampshire and could really cut really well, and you know what I mean? It was just different. Everybody had their own different shit, you know what I'm saying? So it all coexisted well. It wasn't like niggas was chasing $1 per se. It was like, get in. What type of dude are you? Figure yourself out. This is where you stick out, and then from there, what is your niche? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it was dope back then because it was so like now there's saturation now. It's different than having a lot. Having a lot and saturation is two
different things.
Different things. So now everybody can DJ. You just need a fucking computer and, you know, the program. And everybody gets the same songs. Like I said, you know, all you got to do is learn, you know, however you feel like you want to DJ. You know what I mean? Now anything is up for grabs, you know? So you could be the turntablist. You could be the push button guy. You could be the whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You could literally be however you want. I mean, Snoop Dogg, Shaq DJs.
I mean, but I heard Shaq was a DJ from back in the day, though.
Yeah, but he don't even do... He spins techno.
Yeah,
like his niche is like techno. He loves doing techno.
Crazy.
Which is wild.
Well, he was just in the newspaper.
He could be like, yo, I'm Shaq. I was this ill at basketball, and then I was a rapper, and I did songs with Biggie, and I went platinum, and now I'm a DJ techno. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, what?
You really can't do that now.
You could literally be any type of DJ you want now.
You right.
Before, you kind of had to go with what you had, like whatever was in your parents' shit. Like that's kind of like what you had, you know.
Yeah.
That was the vinyl you had, and you had to go from there and figure out what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? But now you could kind of just do whatever you want.
That's crazy. Tell the people what you got coming up,
myself,
or like what they need to look out for you for.
First of all, you can follow me on @DeadEye on almost everything. I got it on Twitter and on Instagram. DJ DeadEye fan page for the Facebook peoples. Other than that, I just put out an album with Runt Dog that I was talking about, the Redman's artist I was just talking about, called Friday the 13th Part 4. That's out on everything right now.
That's dope.
I got an EP coming out called Last Batch. I'm gonna do these little 4 or 5 song EPs every like maybe 3 months, 4 months. That'll be out before the end of the year. I got Havoc, Big Noid on there, Term, ST, UFO Feeve, Vic Spencer, and who else is on there? A couple other local heads that I got.
Word.
Other than that, I got 2 albums coming out next year. One's called Intervention, the other one's called Independency. All types of cats on that.
That's crazy.
Intervention will be more of like an undergroundy kind of vibe.
Okay.
And then the other record will be like big records. And then other than that, I'm dropping Artisan's new album. It's called Cinematic. It's gonna have the team on there: Rex, Term, Easy. What else? Runt's album will be out next year, early too, called Silence Punk. That's got Redman on it, Nems, Keith Murray, Rusty Jux, a couple other heads. That's all like the music stuff. I'm probably gonna do another Sour Power mixtape with Redman.
Word.
We got 3 right now, all on the Bandcamp. So I got the Bandcamp store, bandcamp.com/DJ DeadEye. You can check probably like 30 projects I got on there, all old mixtapes and new stuff.
Facts. Make sure y'all check that out.
It's a lot of music, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to like clean the desk off of all this music. And then like I said, I was telling you, I'm trying to get into the video game and the graphics game, and you know,
just keeping your hands busy, keeping your mind.
Keep it busy, man. You know,
yeah.
As much as possible.
Yo, bro.
My guy.
Nothing but gems.
Salute, man. Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you.
Salute.
Yo, until next time. We out.
Peace.